Training jiu-jitsu as you're getting older. I started training martial arts, basically I started wrestling in high school, in grade school, in 6th grade. And then I wrestled through high school and college. And then I switched over to Muay Thai and eventually jiu-jitsu. And then MMA, I fought a lot of MMA. And now I'm 40 years old and I'm still training jiu-jitsu. I still enjoy training just as much as I used to. How do you stay healthy and train jiu-jitsu? For me, I have to, I need to be on the mat. I can't train the way I could when I was 20 years old. I can't go out there and kill myself, beating up myself the way I used to. So I have to train smarter. And by training smarter, that means that I can't come in there, and sometimes can't do the 2-a-days. I do some 2-a-days, but mostly I'm taking and I've started, training once a day. And I do this, 4 or 5 days a week. Then the other thing that I do is now instead of lifting for getting stronger, bigger, etc., now I lift to help prevent injuries. And I do a lot more push-ups, pull-ups, jump squats. Jump squats are good for my knees. So doing that sort of stuff rather than lifting for heavy weights, which, doing heavy squats, which I think is really, really hard on your knees, and, doing overhead presses, which is hard on the shoulders. I'm lifting to just try to keep myself healthy for jiu-jitsu, for training. And I think if you do these things, then you're a lot more likely to, stay healthier for a long time. The other thing I don't do anymore is I don't run on pavement. My knees, after years and years of training and all the miles the guys ran, I can't go out there and run on pavement. I can run on grass and do sprints. I don't do any really, really long runs because it's just too hard on my knees at my age. And I'm sure that as the next 10 years of training, it's going to be interesting and stuff like that. Trying to stay in shape and making sure I don't get hurt. The next thing is tapping early. It's like if I get caught, regardless who I'm rolling with, you're going to get caught. If you go out there on the mat and you train, you're going to get caught. If somebody gets me in an armbar, I'm going to tap. I'm not going to sit there and fight it the way I probably would have when I was 20 years old, because it's like it just takes my arms too long to heal. Same thing with leg locks, especially leg locks, actually. I tap earlier now than I ever have. So tapping early and, choosing who I train with. If I'm hurting the day that I'm going to go out there and train, I'm a little more selective on who I'm going to grab. If you've got every gym has that guy that's just super, super rough, and I may not grab him until 15-20 minutes into the training when I'm very, very good and warm, and the chances of me hurting myself aren't near as great. I think these tips will help a guy stay healthy longer as they're training jiu-jitsu.